So yeah, I started recording. So basically, people write to me a lot. They say, "Oh, I'm so, you said that you weren't scared, right? Even though
No.
you wanted to go. Well, did you want to go into trance and hypnosis by
Yes, I took
yourself?"
option number two.
Okay. So yeah, and how was it?
I
How?
you, you know, um, it was like when I do my meditations and things come to me, I'm just like amazed. So I just go tell someone, oh, this come to me. And they're thinking she really believes this stuff. So when we started with you, I kind of just got super relaxed and I had to pay attention a little bit more because I had to repeat it to you. But
Mm.
I wasn't afraid. But I think for people who haven't done something like this with regression therapy, it might be good if they relax before their session, like have a quiet day, meditate, take a hot
Right.
bath, just kind of calm
Yeah.
down and let whatever thoughts come and just say them. They could be crazy, but and then you can take them wherever they need to go.
Right.
I think I don't know. Option number one scared me. Option number two was fine.
No, that you did great. I mean, was it your first time you went
Yeah,
into? Yeah.
it was my 1st.
So you're
Yeah,
very you have a high hypnotic susceptibility. I can't even say this word.
I keep doing it to
Suscettibilità
myself.
in italiano. Sorry. Um, yeah, so you're very easy. You're like me because, my first session was like that too. I just like snapped into it and
Yeah.
yeah, and you saw pretty well too. And then, I mean, I got very excited when you wrote to me this message that your back stopped hurting
Oh,
or
it was my leg. I think near the end of my session, um, you asked me if I had any implants, and there was one in my leg. My leg has been hurting me since I was like 16, 17. I thought it was from water skiing, but apparently it was a metal piece in my leg. And you asked me, and I removed it. And it used to be on fire, that leg on the top, the thigh, and it had electricity going through it. Nobody could touch it. Even if you put your hand above it, I could feel it in my leg. And now I can squeeze it. It doesn't hurt. I mean, if I bang it against something, I feel the electricity, but it doesn't hurt. I can do my exercises again on that leg, and that's good. And also, when we were taking the metal out of my head and I think my ankle and things like that, I found different patterns that I was doing repeatedly over and over. And I thought about it, and I'm able to break those patterns. Like I'm stronger now, definitely.
mm,
So I think doing this regression, I think people, once they understand what you're unlocking, their life just becomes better because those things are kind of pushed to the side because you're not under lock and key from any kind of reptile or anything. You
right.
feel
Yeah.
you just feel like things are easier now. So I
Yeah.
do it on myself a lot now,
Oh,
and
that's
it
perfect.
is pretty
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, and you're more aware, right? Your thoughts, your emotions,
Oh,
how you
yes.
react. Yeah, because some people don't want to take responsibility. They think the session is done. It was all done by me, but it's not done by me. It's actually done by yours. In your case, you were right there, seeing everything and doing by yourself.
Hmm.
Once your physical part was connected and seeing what your subconscious was doing, in the option number one, or whatever two, when I go into trance,
Right.
if the client doesn't want to, then I connect to their subconscious, give them information, talk to subconscious. Okay, look what you got here in your energy sphere, reptilian Draco, whatever, all these entities or disincarnated sometimes or angels or whatever. And then you just have to point out and tell, hey, you can open a portal, you can throw them out, you can take them out yourself, or ask those who put them in originally take them out. So there's just, it's kind of like opening your eyes to something is already there, but a lot of times subconsciously we don't know what to do and how to do it. We're not aware even that we can just draw a portal and open it as a door, and we can create like this in, etheric. We can
Yep.
think of a flower in our hand and boom, you get a flower. So because we're not taught this and they specifically hide this information, but you did it all yourself, and that's why results came so quickly also.
Oh,
Because
good.
a lot of times people, block the results because they start doubt. Is it really
Yes.
working? Am I feeling better? But it happened to me too. And after my first session, I was kind of doubting about this one particular physical issue I had with my physical body, and it just stopped the process of healing. Second session, I figured I am just gonna do it, and I'm gonna forget about it. If and then 2 months later, I realized this problem is gone, just like your leg, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think I think that's the only way I can do it. It's, you just like, if you are someone who dreams and you take your dreams and you analyze them when you get up and think about that, and you're like, what does this really mean? What does this mean for me? And you do things like that, and you go through your meditations and you're seeing, visions and things like that. This would probably be great for those people who think they're afraid, but they're already doing it.
Right.
And
Because
I
yeah.
think, once they do it, I think they'll be fine, and they'll get so much from it, because you're healing yourself, and that's what we're capable of.
Right, because any hypnosis is self-hypnosis, really is. I mean, if you think that you can go into trance, you will. If you think you cannot, you will not. I mean, I know I've had a lot of clients who had multiple inserts and implants in their head, blocking their third eye and blocking their vision, but they could still feel and know. So they could
Yeah.
still do the work themselves. But, if you choose this option, a lot of times I've had also a lot of clients who would come and ask me to do it for them, but then they would feel like, hey, yeah, I can do it by myself now. I feel more power in me. I understand how it works, and I feel lighter. I feel like I can see more, and maybe sometimes they get like flashbacks about their parallel lives, parallel realities they're in, or things like that, more visions. So they
Hmm.
come back and they do it by themselves. But
Oh,
you
that's really
can,
good.
yeah.
Things did come to me, even like, I think it's been 2 weeks. Different things came to me. I'm like, oh my God. And it's, I'm just, it's, you're just more awake after the session. You're just
Mhm.
more awake, and you're just, you know what you want and what you don't want. And you have a stronger inner strength that puts things um, in alignment in a better way, instead of repeating some of these patterns again. So
Right.
I enjoyed it.
It's nice. Yeah, because also people, I mean, this new age, religion type thing, it overtaken in a way the ability of people to think for themselves and think that they can do everything by themselves, because it teaches you kind of like, oh, rely on angels, guides, and all that, or ask somebody for help. But in fact, they're undermining how powerful we are as humans. Why do you think all
Yes.
these beings around us want our energy, want us to create for them, want our ideas, creational ability and energy of creation? Because we're amazing. We're the ones who created all the universes, all the planets, and everything on them. So,
Exactly. I was amazed when we started our session, and there were reptiles and things. I was like, oh my God, I thought it was only in the movies. But, um, after our session finished, with me, on when we put online, we did some of my family, and I was just like, oh my God, this is this is amazing. Like, then you see how you're being held back down on earth, and it's it's things that we can get rid of, and to not do this and have a session, you can just go through life with chains wrapped around you.
Right. Yeah. And think that, and then you're always told what to do. We have to get out of
Exactly.
this mentality. So a lot of people are running. If you change all those programs there in the
Mhm.
etheric, because we're split, people forget that we're split. There is a physical body, it thinks certain
Mhm.
way of being programmed by the family and upbringing, childhood, and all this.
Yes.
And a lot of times energy bodies thinks totally the opposite. Like
Mhm.
this morning I had a client, she said, "Oh, I don't like the sun, in Texas." But, but her energy body actually likes the sun. Her subconscious does. And
Ah,
that's why she incarnated a nurse as a sunflower first.
I heard
Okay.
that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny, but she said that, like, why? Because a lot of times you think one way, but also our sun, it's fake, right? I mean, it's just a
Yes.
bunch of
Yeah.
light bulbs put together as like a machinery thing. So, but your subconscious likes the original sun and wants to bring it here. So that
Mhm.
was the message. So you have to interpret everything and also work
Yes.
on yourself. Like I keep repeating to people, you can't just rely on session and this boom, everything's like a magical wand, la la la, it's done, right? No, no, no. You have to change your reaction. What if somebody looks at you at the store, or tells you, or your neighbor tells you something you don't like? I mean, are you going to get angry like you always do, or
Right.
are you going to exercise just ignoring, and switching yourself into a positive mood and saying that, oh, when people are like that, means something is wrong with them, not with me. So just leave it,
Right.
don't pay attention. But a lot of times it's kind of it's taking responsibility. It's working on yourself. It's not easy. It's being honest with yourself and telling yourself, hey, you probably kind of screwed up there. Maybe next time we'll try a different way.
Yeah.
So, but
If you go into the session knowing that it's going to make your life better, I think that um, it kind of enlightens you to just take that information and just use it the way it's supposed to be used instead of just, you know, oh, that was good. I'll do it again because I'm going to need this lady constantly. But if they're not working on themselves when they leave the session, like you said, they're just going to go back to that old pattern.
right,
And
yeah,
that gets tiring after a while.
you're right. Because after the
But
session, I mean, I usually want to know how people are doing, and
mhm,
but it doesn't mean that, sometimes people write, "Oh, I woke up with a headache today." Yeah, but I do wake up with headaches sometimes too. Because like I told you before we started recording, like I have to homeschool and all this stuff around the house and 4 kids and the husband. And I mean, we get
it,
tired,
it's
right?
it's a
It's
lot. Yeah.
normal. It's your physical body. But what shouldn't be happening after a session, you shouldn't be getting into any car accidents or any tragic events or whatever it is shouldn't be happening to you, because right now you are in charge of how you want to leave this body at some point,
Mhm.
when you want to do it.
Yep.
We should be able to tell our family members, hey, I decided to leave. I've had enough of this. Celebrate me, like have a party in Hawaii, and bye bye. Actually, my own grandmother did that. She called me and my brother, and she said, well, I feel like I'm done here. And we didn't take it seriously, but she was actually done. She
Really?
was, yeah, her body was found, obviously not alive next morning, and she had a happy smile in her favorite chair. I mean, and from that moment I'm like, wait, it's amazing that grandma actually did that. She understood it. But she was
Yeah.
very wise woman. Some people just know. Some people don't even need a session. They would just watch some of my videos and would understand how to get rid of all those. The main point is understand how the mechanism of interference. How do these entities get attached to you? Through your
Yes.
interest in something, by you having low vibrational emotions. You're going in depression, anger, all these emotions. They love this energy. They would suck you out, if they get attached to you easily because you're at this level, right? When you're happy and or at least
Right.
neutral. And when you go down in your emotions, angry, here you go, you're like opening the door, welcome, come in. I'm at the same level as you are, which is like would be first and second and
Second.
fourth, dimension. Because our energy bodies are like in fourth dimension, but I feel like we're more like fifths, but stuck in the fourth and third in a way.
So
But
when we come to the earth, we come in as
yeah, well,
third.
our physical body is stuck in the matrix density, third
Oh,
density. It's kind of like a goo that you're stuck in. So
yeah.
you have to leave the body to get unstuck, but then you have to go through all these energetic layers of matrices where there are entities. So if you pay attention to entities, all this, like they tell you, oh, your tunnel of light, or you see your relative standing there, they could be just like they usually are, either holographic projections or entities masquerading. They can put all kinds of, they can shift into any of your relative, they read your mind. And if your mind says, I don't care about what I see, I'm just going to be like a rocket coming out of my physical body, going straight through all the layers of deception of this physical matrix and astral matrices, and just zooming through, burning a hole through the dome, and just going back to my home, let's say, right? And so you can do that, but they will always try to distract your attention. Oh, grandma's here, come here, or mom is here, or "Oh, look at the tunnel of light," and that's why you have to focus. You have to know in life what you want, because you actually do start creating quickly after the removal of all the implants and entities. When you're by yourself in your energy sphere, which is your energetic house, right? Then you can do whatever you want. It's your reality. You create events by yourself by thinking them
Yes.
in. So, and that's it. That's your responsibility. Then if you go through some suffering or whatever, some event, then
Mhm.
go back and see what caused this. And I can guarantee you would always, if you start analyzing, you would see, oh, I get frustrated with this person, and out of frustration I
Yep.
acted like this, and this wave of frustration caused that. And cause and effect.
It's that
Simple.
pattern. It's definitely mine was, I think, when we were doing me, um, always reaching out to help or touch them, and that's when it would they would they would get me that way. And
Right.
I see that pattern through my whole life.
Yeah, the more you
And
pray, the more you become a prey. Yeah.
yes, and it, like, I could always see something in somebody I didn't want to go next to or say hi or something because I just felt it. But to be polite and kind,
You would push yourself.
it never served me well.
Yeah. Well, I learned that to myself, because you can't be nice to everybody. You have to set limits. And,
Yes,
most people are interfered, also know that. And just because you have to take care of yourself, if you don't take care of yourself, you cannot help others, and you have to work
exactly,
on yourself. And we'll be working until our last, decision to exit here, but
exactly.
it's going to be happy one. But yeah. So
I think everybody should do this. I think option two is great.
yeah, it's the best because it's like you do it by yourself. You see it and feel it better, and you're proud that you actually did it by yourself,
Yeah,
right? You know
and
how it
you feel that
feels.
power.
Yeah.
It's such a good feeling because you wake up saying, "I did it," and then you just want to move forward in life. and you're not
Yeah.
going to let, it seems like you have this inner strength just kind of pushes everything away, and you're just allowed to just, I don't know, be your own force and use that energy out there
Right. And
and
you
not
can
get
always
duped.
try. Right. You can always
Mhm.
try, right?
Yep.
If you don't succeed or don't see much, or I mean, I go in trance with you. So, and if it doesn't work out, I'll just take over. So, I would
Right.
it's the best thing to do. But yeah, well, I'm glad you're feeling great and all this, and thank you so much for, because I always people ask, but I always forget to do this, um, kind of like after the
Check back.
session
Yeah.
meetings. Yeah, because you get busy, you get, all this. But I made a point. I was very excited about your progress and everything. So thank you
Oh,
so
well,
much for
I
doing
was so
it.
happy. I'm like, I just got to tell her about my leg. And then there were other things that were happening too. And I'm thinking, this is amazing. It's just, I don't know, I'm just so happy.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, any other thing that happened, like that would be interesting to
Um,
share? Or
just the patterns that have changed, um, tighter boundaries, much tighter boundaries. And okay, I have a lot more energy. I don't even want to tell you
yeah,
how much housework I did today. It's amazing. It was
that's good.
crazy. So,
Hmm.
yes, a different type of energy of like, I'm just setting the path of where I want to go.
That's
So
nice. That's how it
it's
should
really
be.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah, because you create your own everything, right? Every moment, every
Yes.
second.
Thank you. I
Perfect.
had so much fun.
Thank you so much for
I,
sharing. Yeah, I think it's
thank
going to be
you.
interesting for everybody to listen. Okay, I'm turning the recording on this happy note. Thanks.